Sajong had it's been established about like 19, 20 years. Ben is one of the co-founder, and we have about 30 professionals working in different areas. There are former judges and there are former CPAs, and they all joined as one firm, and we provide full service law firm. Ever since COVID-19 hit the Korea or worldwide, actually there was social distancing in Korea. It was pretty strict, but we never locked down. It was never nationwide. It was never locked down. And so some private companies like SKs and like Samsung, I think they took more than 80% of the employees work at home. But many companies were like us, law firms, and many of the self-employed like stores, businessmen, they still open and they work like as if COVID never hit us. So economy itself is pretty bad. It's very slow. Even before the COVID started, it was pretty bad, but I think it's going down too, because it's kind of a worldwide thing. But I think government is trying to give it more support. Like last month, I think they gave out some financial aid to not everyone, but pretty much everybody. I didn't get it because I'm a foreigner, but most people who pay the taxes, they get, if they apply for it, they get certain amount of financial aid from the government. And for our practice, like Ben said, at first we try to stop people coming to the office because we wouldn't have face-to-face meetings, right? But all of our attorneys and other employees, they came to work. Unless you take vacations, they're all here. But now the social distancing, government kind of eased it up. They kind of lifted it up, and people are coming back to work. But we are always here, and we're starting to have some, at firm meetings too. Okay, you can stop for now. You can stop recording for now, I guess.
This conference will now be recorded.
Actually, our client side, many of them, they now change their working style. A lot of the employees, they stay at home and they communicate through the internet, and it is one of the experiment by the company, and lots of the cases the company confirmed that actually it works, even if employees they don't get together at office. So maybe our work style with our client will be changing in some part. For example, many of our communication with our client will be done through video conference or the telephone conference, something like that, instead of face-to-face meeting. So I think we are certain partners, the partners have some discussion regarding we prepare this kind of the change of the communication style. So we will prepare some facilities, and also we introduce this kind of system to our lawyers and our paralegals to prepare this kind of change of the work style like this.
For example, it's not just us, like SKs and other people, like the big ones. Once they started people work at home, they found out that it works too. Without people coming to work, the business is still going on. So now they are thinking that they can save money on renting out or leasing out the buildings, right? So they don't have to spend money on that, save a lot of budget. And you don't need all that employees. You don't need 100 people to do the job. Now they are realizing that they could do with fewer people, and they don't have to lease out big spaces, paying a lot of money. That's not kind of overhead for every month, right? And so seeing that, I mean, like even the, I mean, we're not those in business practice, but I think law firms or people, lawyers will be doing the same, not same thing, but something similar, sooner or later. And I don't know, these days with a lot of new lawyers, opening up their own business, right? And since they are new starters, they don't have enough money or other like support, so they rent out the co-working space. That'll save their money, and they don't have to employ and spend insurance and stuff like that. So I mean, we're not gonna change it like that, in one night, but eventually we may evolve into that position soon. So, I think this COVID virus is changing like everyone's life, throughout the world, and we are no exception. Okay, you can stop recording.
This conference will now be recorded.
As you mentioned, I mean, it's not just Korea. I mean, I think it's not, if not same, I mean, pretty much like very similar to, like, for example, in America, like I heard that in Hilton, they kind of, I mean, they filed for bankruptcy, and I heard like JCPenney's and a lot of big department stores, they closed down too, and filed for the same bankruptcy too. And a lot of people are like laid out, and it's not just temporarily, but I bet they probably won't be able to come back.
Sorry.
You lost me?
Sorry. Can you come to the center of the camera? No, can you come to the center of the camera in between?
Okay.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay, and I think Korea is not that badly hit, but I mean, I think it's going to. And if the pandemic, still going on to the end of the year, and already I see that like Samsung or like those big conglomerates, they still have a lot of problems with their factories. For example, I mean, this morning we had a call with this American farm in Michigan. He had a lot of factories, worldwide, and he's a businessman, so he takes business trip like monthly or like bi-weekly, right? And actually, he was supposed to come to Korea, visit us, having some conferences in May, but because of COVID-19, he couldn't. So we had to have this like video conference. And I guess, I mean, it's not just limited to one country, but I mean, it's impacting everybody, not just a businessman, but every industry that has a connection with it, right? So we're not in the automotive industry, but since we help them out with the legal aspect, and we are hit by the same thing too. I mean, if we lose business, I mean, we lose the client too. So it's kind of like dominoes that will be affected some way or somehow. I mean, the question is, how badly you will be hit. But if it doesn't stop, I mean, this virus doesn't stop in a few months or so, I think this whole world will be, I mean, the trembling down quickly. So it's not just international anymore, because everyone's impacted by the same thing. It's not just those flu that we have this every winter. It's I mean, it stopped the whole economy too. Not just Korea or not just China, but European, everybody. I mean, I can't even go down to take out my garbage without wearing my mask. And I haven't been to like shopping for ages, since Christmas. So it changed our not just business, but our lifestyle too. And the sad thing is that, I mean, I began to take it as a normal life, because I just come to work and go home, and I don't even go to church anymore. I just do the service online, because even though you're allowed to go, I'm kind of afraid to get it when a lot of people are getting together. So I mean, it's not just business wise, but it's affecting everyone's just regular life as well. And I don't think, if it seems like that's not going away anytime soon. There's no vaccine and there's no treatment either. So I mean, I heard that they are using malaria for the treatment thing for the this COVID too, but it's not working that much. So unless we have that vaccine anytime soon, I think the globalization that started, it's kind of stop now. We're all at halt, and we don't know when it's gonna end at all, which is kind of very, very sad. Let's stop recording for now.
This conference will now be recorded.
Oh, you can stop recording. I think I said what I could say.
This conference will now be recorded.
I think as times go on, the international business will be influenced by this COVID-19. For example, now international foreign investment to Korea nowadays very, very slow down. But I think after when we overcome this condition, for example, there's some development of vaccine, something like that, then we expect the international investment or our other global transaction will be increased again. So I think we need to prepare our network when the recovery of the international or global economy. Especially in Asia Pacific wide, still we need more members. For example, Singapore, Vietnam, or other especially Southeast Asian countries. So I hope a lot of the new members will join the Maker International Network. That is our
That's what we want from the Mackerel International to work well for us. And
Sure. And something that you would like to share for the AGM, for the virtual AGM, and would you like to say something to Nigel? He is moving out from the chair position of Mackerel International. Something you'd like to say for the AGM and Nigel?
AGM에서 뭐 한번 볼까? 비슷한 얘기하면 되잖아.
Yeah, actually, as AGM.
Sorry. Can you please come to the center?
Sure. Sorry about that.
Yeah, AGM. I think this year we could not get together for AGM because of the COVID-19. But I think AGM should be held every year, even if it is not actual face-to-face get-together. So I think Maker International, we need to prepare some other kind of form of the meeting. For example, if it is not possible for us to get together, then we need to have some other kind of meeting using other platform. For example, through internet meeting or other kind of meeting. That through that meeting, we continue connection with each other. That is what I want to annual meeting should be held every year. Yeah.